can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenny. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. We all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, Young G's. And I'm a...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the WAG show. This is episode 59. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. We are here to talk about today's best bets. We're also here to talk about a little NFL futures, NFL power ranks, early edition from me. It is Friday, May 5th, closing out the week strong here. Apologies for no stream yesterday. Had some major technical difficulties that have since been handled. So we're locked in, ready to go. If you're in the chat, say hello. Say hello. See what's going on here. But I'll let some people join up here. We'll talk a little bit about yesterday before we dive in to we're going to do power ranks first, NFL futures first, and then I have a couple MLB bets and I have an NBA bet. So we'll dive into that afterwards. But as far as yesterday goes, what was going on yesterday? Shadow Sly, what's up? I know you're in the Discord. Thanks for tuning in. What's up? I think, well, first of all, Warriors were free cheese yesterday. I told you guys that, well, I didn't tell you because I was on the stream, but if you're in the Discord, you knew. Warriors, like the Celtics on Wednesday, it was free cheese. I feel stupid because it's such a public thing. But these in the NBA, these home teams off a loss in game one, it's been money. It's been a situation where like Vegas can't set the total high or they can't set the spread high enough. I mean, it's been absolute money to ride these home teams off a loss in game one. The Celtics smashed on Wednesday and the Warriors smashed last night. So the public is on it, but it's been an unfadable narrative. Like it's been impossible to fade that. So Warriors came out huge last night. Mike Jank, what's up? Warriors came out huge last night. I loved some of the adjustments from Steve Kerr. They kind of ran into it because Looney was sick, but going away from Looney really, really helped them out. Now, Kevon Looney is a great player, and what he does for them is very, very important, as hard as he works to get second chance points. But what that did was that allowed the Warriors to play more of their small ball team, which we saw them win titles with. And it kind of pulled Anthony Davis out of the paint a little bit because the Warriors were making their shots. And it really, really helped them out. So I'm going to be curious to see when Looney's healthy here in the next game and the games after that. I'm going to be curious to see if they kind of continue with that. Because I thought that was a big difference. I mean, AD has struggled in his career kind of playing really, really good. Like he's been inconsistent in his career. He's played very good one day and then the next game he kind of struggles. But I mean, I think that was a big factor. I mean, on top of the Warriors finally making their shots, they've shot pretty poorly for the entire playoffs. But I mean, I thought that Looney not playing as much and allowing the Warriors to go small, pulling Anthony Davis out, I thought that really, really helped him. JaMychal Green, shouts, I agree. That was a big factor. He played very, very well for them. Yeah, I didn't play the entire postseason really, and then steps in, puts 15 as a starter. That was big. Yeah, and I mean, that just shows. I mean, people talked about Steph Curry, like his speech, where he said, if you're getting on the bus, like be prepared. Like JaMychal Green was prepared to play, even though, maybe a week ago he didn't think he'd be in that position starting. But yeah, that played a big factor. So I'm gonna be curious. I picked Warriors in 7 at the beginning. I'm sticking with that. I do think it's gonna go 7. And I just feel like, how do you pick against the Warriors? I know the Lakers just won a game in San Fran, but how do you pick against the Warriors at home in a game 7? I don't know if you can. So if it goes 7, if the Warriors split in LA, I think they're going to win the series. If LA goes up 3-1, I think LA will win the series. So these next 2 games are going to be very, very obviously important. So I think that's going to tell you who wins. Refs are trash. Mitchell, okay, I do agree with you. There was some overcorrection from the refs. But, I mean, dude, when the Lakers shoot, 30 free throws and the Warriors shot 4 or whatever it was, like there's going to be an overcorrection. And it wasn't because of one team driving more. Like you can look up the stats, but like the Warriors drove pretty much as the Lakers in that first game. And they got like 2 free throws off drives and the Lakers got like 18. It was something like insane, dude. I don't know. There was going to be an overcorrection for sure. But I won't say there wasn't some questionable calls. Because there definitely was. But, all right, if you guys are joined in, we're going to do NFL power rankings, and I'm going to give out my first futures bet for the season for NFL. If you remember last year, we had like a 30-something to 1 on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. We had like a 20 to 1 on the Niners, and we had one of the Chargers too. So all those teams made the playoffs. So we had a good sweat. Eagles made the Super Bowl, so it was an easy hedge opportunity, grabbing the Chiefs, making some money. So I'm going to give out my first one for this season, and I'm going to go through power rankings. And then I have 2 baseball bets and a basketball bet to give out after. We'll talk about maybe some props too. The basketball bet is a prop bet. The baseball sides. All right, so I have my first look, NFC power rankings for the upcoming season pulled up. I'm going to be posting this on TikTok as well. We need some TikTok content. So these power rankings are going to go on TikTok. So if you're in the chat, say hi to TikTok. Frosty, what's up? Tune into this NFC power rankings. Number 1, no question about it. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. Sean, what's up? This is no question that they're the best team in the NFC right now. They made the Super Bowl last year. They did lose, I would say, one key player on defense in Gardner Johnson, but they more than made up for that. They, kept Slay, which was big, I think. And what they did in the draft, essentially getting probably the best player in the draft at their pick, was a huge win. I love what they did in the draft. I love what they've done offseason as a whole. They got everybody back. They're absolutely stacked out on the offensive and defensive line, which is very important. Only con I can think of the Eagles offseason is that they lost both their coordinators. And, that's kind of what can you really do about that? But I think as a whole, like they have so many players back, I feel very, very confident. Eagles, they're going number 1 in the power rankings. Number 2, San Francisco 49ers. Again, no question here. Much more questionable quarterback situation than the Eagles have because we don't know what we're going to get from Brock Purdy, if he's going to be able to play. We don't know if it's going to be Trey Lance. They don't have Jimmy G there anymore, so they don't really have that fallback option. I will say it's May 5th. I'm not ruling out Tom Brady on the 49ers. People will say it's never going to happen, whatever. There's already rumors he's going to opt out of that contract with Fox Broadcasting. Extended time. I think my internet's lagging, so apologies. But if there's a situation where Brock Purdy misses extended time, he's from the area, it's the perfect situation. Tom Brady is not going to go. He's not going to come out of retirement and go play somewhere where they're not going to win. But the 49ers are perfectly set up to make a run deep into the playoffs. They did it last year. I still think the Eagles would have won that game regardless. If Purdy plays that full game against Philly, I still think Philly wins. But I'm not ruling out Tom Brady to the 49ers. But 49ers are clear number 2. Their team's stacked. Questions at quarterback, but the team is stacked. Number 3, I'm going Seattle Seahawks here. Back-to-back drafts, I think they crushed it. I think they did great in this draft. Love what they did. They had a great draft last year. They're bringing back Geno. I mean, if Geno plays like he did last year, if he just replicates close to what he did last season, they're so loaded on offense. I think their defense is coming along. Don't love Pete Carroll, but he's won before, so I can't put too many question marks on that. So I think Seattle, they definitely have an edge. I think most people would probably be putting Dallas at number 3. Give me the Seahawks over Dallas. Don't love Dallas losing Moore as OC. I don't love Mike McCarthy calling plays. I don't love kind of their weaponry has taken a hit. Tony Pollard is a beast. CeeDee Lamb's a beast. I think there's a lot of question marks outside of those 2 players. And I don't know. I don't know what their offense is really going to look like with McCarthy calling plays. I think there's a chance they run the ball a lot. We might see a lot of Deuce Vaughn because they're going to have to soften a little bit on Pollard. So I like Seattle number 3. And this is like such a trendy pick, so I feel kind of gross doing it. But I'm going with Detroit Lions at 4. I think, Shadow, you said really high in Detroit. I am. I feel like it's kind of trappy because they're so trendy, but I love their team. Like, again, stacked. The offensive line is so important. They have a great offensive line. I don't really worry about them trading Swift because they drafted Gibbs high. They're going to feed Gibbs. So I'm not worried about the running back situation. Weaponry is great. Even with Jameson missing those 6 games, like they're fine with their offensive weaponry. Jared Goff did what Jared Goff does last year. He's a solid quarterback. He's not a top 5 guy. I feel like Jared Goff's in that category. You're not going to win the Super Bowl because of Jared Goff, but I think you could win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff if everything goes right around him. I think their defense is going to be greatly, greatly improved with some of the changes they've made, some of the guys that they've brought in. So I like their defense trending up, like their offense, like that they play in a dome. The one concern for me is Jared Goff in a cold road game in the playoffs. I can't. It's tough for me to count on that. But he did it. It wasn't a playoff game, but he won that game late in Lambeau in the cold last year, their last game of the season. So that gives me a little bit more confidence. But as trendy as it is, I like the Lions team, and I like their coaching staff. I think they're more aggressive than like a traditional staff that you would think. Yes, shout out Slight. Exactly. That was the point I was getting to. And what separates the Lions from Dallas for me is exactly what you said, the winnability of their division. Lions are going to be the favorite to win that division. With Green Bay, we don't know what's going on with them. With Jordan Love taking over. So exactly. Dallas, I don't see a situation unless things go completely wrong with injuries. I don't see a situation where Philly loses that division. The Lions, I think, are the favorite to win that division. So that is what separates them from me. I did put Dallas at 5. So we'll move on to there. Again, Dallas is a good team. They've proven that over the last few years. But I don't know if they've proven that they could win a Super Bowl. I'm not a huge Mike McCarthy fan. I find it very interesting. We just had this conversation, but it seems like in the NBA, if you win a title, it doesn't even buy you another 3 years of coaching. Budenholzer's been fired. Nick Nurse has been fired recently after winning a title. Ty Lue in Cleveland got fired within a few years of winning a title with the Cavs. In the NFL, Mike McCarthy has been clinging on to this one Super Bowl win for the last 15 years. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't like them. As I said, I think losing the OC is a hit to them. And I have questions about I have questions about their weaponry on offense. I have questions about their defense maybe regressing a little bit, but I can't put them too far down but I'm going to put them at 5. I think that they could be a little bit higher. I think they're one of these middle teams. They could end up a little bit higher. They could end up a little bit lower. But I do think that division is going to be competitive, and I'm not sure. I'm just not sure on them right now. So I'm going to put them at 5. Glad to hear you take on McCarthy. Yeah, I'm not a Mike McCarthy guy, man. I don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won you a Super Bowl, and Mike McCarthy's been, clinging to it for 15 years. Number 6, Minnesota Vikings. They're pretty much the same to me as Dallas. I wanted to put the Vikings lower than this. I truly don't know if the Vikings can win the Super Bowl. I love their offense, obviously. Kirk Cousins, I think, is a solid quarterback. He's underrated. He gets too much hate. They have Jefferson. I like some of their draft picks they made. You kind of know what you're getting with their offense. The defense was the concern last year, and I don't know if they did enough to improve it to where I would move them above this. So I actually wanted to put Minnesota a little bit lower. But the problem is with putting them lower, I already have teams that I'm higher on than consensus in this next 8-9 spot. So it's I really can't bump them. I haven't seen it to bump them above the Vikings right now. But I think the Vikings very easily could be lower than 6. And I think that after this season, it's going to be a very interesting offseason in Minnesota. Giants embarrassed them twice. I agree. So that's why they're at 6. 7 is the Giants. Again, they're just like a mid team to me. I don't know what to do with them. I think I like Dable. I think Dable's a sharp coach. I don't think they did enough in terms of their receivers. I like the move to bring in Waller, but I don't know if they did enough with their receiving core to take them to the next level. I think their defense could regress a little bit, and I think that would hurt them. They're going to play in an obviously good division. I think Washington, I don't even have Washington on this list, but, Washington can compete. I think that division's very, very good. So I have the Giants at 7, but I don't know. I feel like they could underperform based off what they did last year. But I trust Brian Dable enough offensively. I think they'll be able to put up points. But we'll see what happens. Next is when we get into this I'm really higher on these teams than other people. 8, Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons are nowhere near the Saints are the clear favorite to win that division. I think this Falcons team is sneaky. They seem very confident in Desmond Ridder. I think Desmond Ridder has upside. He wasn't great analytically last year, but, you're talking about a rookie that wasn't a first-round pick, right? So you kind of were expecting that. They seem all in on Desmond Ridder, and that gives me a little bit of confidence. But, dude, their offense is stacked. Multiple good running backs, multiple weapons in the passing game. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. They have some other solid receivers as well. Their defense is underrated, I think. I like what the Falcons have done. I'm unsure on their coaching staff, but I like the Falcons. I'm higher than consensus on the Falcons. I think you can bet them at around plus 400 to win that division. I don't hate that. Now I think the Panthers are in that category as well. The Panthers are not on this list, but I never realized how bad the South is going to be. Yeah, Tampa they're out. They're not winning anything. So eliminate them. New Orleans, I have at 10. There's question marks for me with New Orleans. And there's question marks with Atlanta. There's question marks with Carolina. So it's really, I think it's a 3-team race. If I'm wrong on Tampa, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you can eliminate Tampa from winning that division. So it's down to Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina. Kyle Pitts hasn't shown anything. I agree, but he was playing with, the corpse of Matt Ryan his rookie year. And his rookie year, he had the second most receiving yards ever for a rookie tight end. He just didn't score any touchdowns. Last year, he dealt with injuries. Marcus Mariota was terrible. So I'm willing to give him a little bit of a pass. I'm still a Kyle Pitts believer. But I can't just discredit that he hasn't shown anything. But he did have the second most receiving yards ever for a rookie tight end. So that is something. He just didn't score any touchdowns. Carolina could come up to where the Falcons are, but concerns a little low on Washington. Mike, I think Washington's very good. I think Washington could take. I think Washington could take over the Giants at 7. I think it's interchangeable. I just didn't include them, but I do think their team as a whole is good, and that division is stacked. Carolina, I think you can interchange with Atlanta as well. I don't know what to make of them. I'm a big upgrade at coach. Frank Reich is a very, very good coach. I love Bryce Young. You guys know that. I think Bryce Young is going to be a baller in the NFL. So I like what they did. I just want to see it first. But it wouldn't shock me. I debated putting Panthers in the just missed the cut section. Number 9, Chicago Bears. Again, if the Bears don't do it this year, then they're not going to do it with Justin Fields. They've given Justin Fields everything he needs. They did upgrade the offensive line. He has weapons now. He has offensive weapons. I think the defense will be all right. I have questions around the coaching staff, but I think Dan Nichols, we're not in the AFC yet. This is NFC only. NFC only. We're gonna do AFC here in a minute. I think the Bears are underrated. I think they're off. Like if it's I'm projecting this, but if we don't see it this year with Fields, we're probably not going to see it. But he has weapons finally. I'm willing to bet on that. And much like why I have the Lions where they are, I think that the Bears could win that division. They really could. I think the Lions are a better team, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I think it's they have the win ability to win that division. So I like the Bears. I'll put them at 9. At 10, I put the Saints. Again, they're the favorite to win that division. I think as a whole, their team is okay. I didn't hate their draft. Derek Carr, he is what he is. He's a solid quarterback. I feel like there's much more upside with that Falcons team than the Saints, which is why I have the Falcons above them. But, I don't love this Saints team. I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make of it. If someone's in here as a Saints fan, maybe they could sell me on this because they are the overwhelming favorite to win that division, but I just don't really see it. Like I think the Saints could be worse. Like the Panthers could be better than the Saints. I do think that I think the Bucs are the clear worst team there, but I just don't know. Who does Carolina have for receivers? Well, they drafted Mingo, which I think was a good pick to pair with Bryce Young. They have like old Adam Thielen, which I don't love. I don't love them moving DJ Moore, but they do have guys. I think they have DJ Chark as well. But Mingo, I think, was a very good pick by them. And then in the just missed the cut section for the NFC, I put the Rams. This could be the Rams. It could be the Panthers. It could be the Washington football, whatever they are. Carr will start. Yeah, Carr's going to start for the Saints 100%. You could put any of those teams in the just missed the cut. The reason I put the Rams here is because they have been good when Matt Stafford's played. And hopefully there's concerns with his health. If he's healthy, I think he and Cooper Kupp could carry them to being decent. The problem is their division has become loaded. I mean, obviously you have San Fran. I think Seattle's very good. So there's concerns there. I put them in there just based off their past success, but you could interchange Washington and just miss the cut. You could put Carolina and just miss the cut. You could put Green Bay and just miss the cut. Green Bay has a good team outside of Jordan Love. It's just I'm not a Jordan Love believer, which is why I'm low on them. But I know there's a couple Packers fans in the chat. If you guys really were convicted and tried to sell me on it, I would buy it. You could put Green Bay Packers. You could put Packers as high as 8, I think. I'm not a Jordan Love guy, so I put them that low. So early look, NFC power rankings, Eagles number 1, 49ers number 2, Seahawks and Lions and Cowboys in order to round out the top 5. Vikings at 6, Giants at 7, and then a couple teams I'm higher on. Falcons at 8, Bears at 9, Saints at 10. I'm going to move over to AFC now. And we'll talk about the AFC is absolutely loaded. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how loaded the AFC is compared to the NFC. All right. AFC power rankings. Clear cut for me. Number one is the Chiefs. I don't think anyone is debating that. Defending champions, Patrick Mahomes has won multiple Super Bowls. He won a Super Bowl last year with essentially all of his receivers hurt. He didn't have anybody. He was playing with like kick returners. All right, can someone in the chat confirm that you can hear me, please? I think we're back. We back? Internet tanked, but I think we're back. I think we're back. Someone said we're back. All right, good. Okay. So what I was saying, yeah, dude, my internet sucks. Apologies, guys. I've been trying to fix it the last few days, but it's just Mike. You've been around. You know the struggles. I don't know what's going on here. All right, Chiefs, no doubt about it. They're number one. Number two, I'll put the Bengals here. I was lower on the Bengals than consensus last year. I like the moves they've made this offseason. Why do I have Jets so high? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it. Bengals, love what they did in the offseason. Love bringing in Orlando Brown. That's a fantastic move. The weapons are completely fine. They're still gonna have T. Higgins, still gonna have Jamar Chase. I like the moves that they've made. And at the end of the day, they have Joe Burrow, and that's really all that matters. So Bengals, number 2. 3, Bills. People want to jump off the Bills. I'm not jumping off, I'm not ready to quit the Bills. They still had a great record last year. They looked horrible in their last game. There's no denying that. But they still have Josh Allen. They still have Stephon Diggs. I think the defense will still be fine. I believe in their coaching staff. As much as we critique coaching staffs, I still think that I still trust McDermott over a number of other guys on this list specifically. And I'm not ready to give up on Josh Allen just yet. He was injured last year, which people forget. Like, I do think that injury affected him more than he lets on. It's not even football season. We're giving early look power rankings, and I'm giving out a futures bet. And then we're going to talk about baseball and basketball tonight because I have some bets for that. It's always football season, technically. So Bills are going number 3. I'm not ready to quit them. Number 4, this is my futures bet. First futures bet of the season. I am taking the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl at 19-1. I love this Ravens team. I think that the problem is that, the AFC is just so loaded. You can make a case for any of these teams. Like, they're going to have to go through at least 2 of these really, really good teams. But I love their defense. Their defense balled out at the end of last season. Their defense, people forget, the Ravens were close. The Ravens were close to upsetting the Bengals in the playoffs last year without Lamar Jackson. their defense is one of the best defenses in football. They bring Lamar back. I love the move to go from Greg Roman to Todd Monken, offensive coordinator. They're going to air the ball out more. They're going to let Lamar throw the ball more. Lamar can struggle with his accuracy. I don't deny that. But Lamar has a rocket arm. And he's got the best weaponry he's ever had in his career. This is the best receiving core. He's never even had a receiving core. He's finally got weapons. We know about Mark Andrews. And the defense is incredible. So I like the coaching staff upgrades. I love the defense. I love that Lamar finally has guys to throw the ball to. And I think that to your point, shout out Sly, yeah, the division is stacked. He has to go against the Bengals. I think the Browns are good. I think the Steelers are good. Stacked division, arguably best division in football, top to bottom, because there's 4 good teams. But I love this Ravens team, and that's my first official futures bet of the season. Baltimore Ravens 19-1 to win the Super Bowl. Prize Picks. We're going to talk about Prize Picks in a little bit here. I love the Ravens this year, so I'm going to be very high on the Ravens throughout the season. Number 5, someone earlier asked about why are the Jets so high? 5 through 9, you can interchange these teams, I think. The reason I have the Jets so high, I still think Aaron Rodgers can play. And I could be wrong on that because he has looked suspect the last few years. But I don't know. Other than Devontae, who was he throwing to? Even last year, no Devontae. He's throwing to running backs and some rookies. So I don't know. This is the best offense that he's had in quite some time. Their defense is good. The running game is going to be fine. I don't love Nathaniel Hackett as an OC, but, I mean, he's familiar with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers probably just tells him what to do, and he does it. So I think that – and I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be motivated to play well. Leaving Green Bay, pretty much everybody's discounting him other than Jets fans. And, people don't like him. So I think that we're going to see a very, very motivated Aaron Rodgers with the best, weaponry he's had in a long time and a good, really good defense. So that's why I have the Jets there. But if you wanted to put any of these other teams above the Jets, I think you could do it. That's just my tentative spot for them. I think Aaron plays way better. Garrett Wilson is going to absolutely fry with Aaron Rodgers, I think. So that's why I have the Jets so high, but I'm not saying that they're like a can't miss team. Like, things could go bad. I think they're going to go better than people expect, but you could interchange any of their teams. 6, Jacksonville Jaguars. You could definitely put the Jags above the Jets. Love Doug Peterson. They played well in the playoffs last year, so they got a little bit of experience. Love the offense. Defense should be fine. I have no problems. No problems with the Jags. They're going to win their division. So you could put the Jags as high as you could probably put the Jags as high as number 4 because they're going to win their division. So, I don't hate moving them up, but I put them at 6. 7, Chargers. You could put them as high as 5. You could put them as low as maybe 9. The only question for me is Brandon Staley. But I like the move to bring in more at off. I think the offense is going to be way better than what we saw last year. I think they're going to air the ball out more. I like their draft that they had. The Chargers people forget, this is a very, very good team. It's just Brandon Staley is the one question mark. And for a younger team, maybe not young in that sense, but with a young quarterback, I mean, you saw what happened in the playoffs with them blowing that lead. I mean, Justin Herbert can only cover up so much. So I like this Chargers team. I bet them to win the Super Bowl prior to last year. I'll probably put another one in on them. But the negatives outside of Brandon Staley, the division, they got to play Kansas City. They got to play, Denver, I think, is underrated. They got to play against Denver, but I'm putting the Chargers at 7. 8, Cleveland. People will hate this. Deshaun Watson is going to play significantly better than what he did last year. They brought in some receivers, which I like. The defense should be better as well. I love the move to I love the moves that they made defensively. And I think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. People hate on him, but I think he's a good coach. I love their offseason that they've had so far. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to play way better than what he did for those 6 games. I don't think you can really put much stock into it. We have several years of data of him being a top 6 quarterback in football, and the Browns suck. I mean, they're the Browns, so yes, I mean they could be one of the worst teams in football. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm putting them at number 8. Number 9, Miami. Just had this conversation with Travis. We were on a call before I did this stream, and he's a Dolphins fan. He was upset. You could put the Dolphins as high as number 5, or they could fall off here. It's just I don't know if Tua is going to be healthy. If you guaranteed me that Tua plays every game, I would have the Dolphins at probably 5 or 6. I just don't know. I just don't know if he's going to. I think that Vic Fangio coming in defensively, great move. They brought in, Ramsey. They have weapons on offense. I have zero concerns about the team other than their quarterback getting hurt. And unfortunately, with how the NFL is, quarterback's the most important position. So if Tua's not going to be available late in the season, they're not going to win games. But if you guarantee me Tua plays every game, the Dolphins should be around 5, I think. I would put the Dolphins above the Jets if you guarantee me Tua plays every game, I think. But it's close. It's close. 10, I have Denver. You could put Pittsburgh here. Someone earlier said something about Titans. Yeah, I mean, you could put Titans at 10, I think. The Titans, I love their coaching staff. I just have questions about the quarterback play and the offensive weaponry as a whole outside of Derrick Henry. But, the Titans have proven just with good coaching that they can win closely contested games in the NFL in the regular season. So if you want to put the Titans at 10, I'm not going to kill you. Patriots, for sure. You could put Patriots at 10. I still like Bill. I just have questions. I think the offense will be better than what we saw last year. I think Mac Jones is going to be much more comfortable with Bill O'Brien at coach or at OC. I think he'll be more comfortable in the offense. I still don't love the receivers. I mean, they brought some guys in, but it's nothing really moving the needle for me. So that's my hesitation with the Patriots. The Titans, my hesitation is the team isn't just that great, but I love their coaching staff, and they've proven they can win games. So you can put them in here. Denver, I think, severely undervalued. Free bets. We're giving free bets after we finish up here. The Broncos, I think, are very underrated. Biggest coaching upgrade of the entire season is going from Hackett to Sean Payton. A lot has been made about Russell Wilson's struggles last year. I think that he should play much better in a more friendly system to him. They have plenty of weapons on offense. The defense will be good. The defense is good in general. It's all going to come down to how Russell Wilson plays. I think he'll be much more comfortable with Sean Payton's offense. I think he had some personal things going on last season, and I think he should hopefully be, improved from that. So the Broncos, I think, are a sleeper. Everyone loved the Broncos last year, and now they get a severe coaching upgrade, and no one wants to take the Broncos. I don't understand it. I mean, you can get Broncos to – the problem is the division, obviously, but you can get Broncos to win the AFC at 30-1. You can get them to win the Super Bowl at 55-1. I mean, you can get fantastic odds on the Denver Broncos, and they're very, very underrated, just in the sense that everyone wanted to take them last year, and they get a huge coaching upgrade. Now nobody wants to take them. Take on the Raiders. I hate Josh McDaniels. I think he's the most overrated coach in football, and I think Jimmy Garoppolo's mid. So I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love that was a lateral move from Derek Carr to Jimmy, and I don't like Josh McDaniels. I think he stinks. So the Raiders are out until they improve upon that. Just missed the cut. Like I said, you could put Titans here. You could put Patriots here. I have the Steelers. I just can't. Mike Tomlin, he wins games every year. People try to act like he's a terrible coach. I think game management in game, he is suspect. I 100% agree on that. I think in terms of like being progressive and forward thinking and emphasizing the use of analytics that can be useful to the team, he's behind the 8 ball. But as an actual football coach, in terms of getting the team motivated to play, I can't knock him. He wins games every year. He won games last year with a completely just mid team. TJ Watt missed tons of time. They were running rookie Kenny Pickett. Like, their offensive line was terrible, and they still win games. I can't discredit the fact that they win games. The Pittsburgh Steelers could make the playoffs this year because of Kenny Pickett being his second year should be improved. The weapons are fine. He's a motivational speaker. Maybe that's it. But the players like playing for him, and I can't even if I wouldn't probably take him as my first pick as a coach of my team. But I can't argue the fact that he wins games every year. And the roster this year should be better than it was last year. And they had a winning record last year. So I have to put them in here. They could be 10 over Denver. Creating your own team right now, Rodgers or Russell Wilson? God. If you guaranteed me I had Rodgers for more than 1 year, I'd take Aaron Rodgers. The problem with Aaron Rodgers is he could play one season with the Jets and then just retire. But if you guaranteed me I had him for at least 2 years, I would take Rodgers over Russ. All right, that was a long-winded explanation. We've been on for 40 minutes. If you guys watched, appreciate it. First futures bet of the season, 19-1, Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl. That's my first NFL future of the year. We are now going to dive in to the picks for tonight. We're going to start with NBA. So this is the Live Trends tool. This is a free tool. You guys can access this every single day at betkarma.com or download the BetKarma app, and it's free within the app. I'm going to the Prize Picks Predictor. This is a premium tool. And we hit on this bet the other night, and we're going right back to it tonight. Marcus Smart, you can take him over 11.5 points, or you can take him over 20.5 PRAs. He's 21.5 on the sports books. Looks like he's 20.5 on Prize Picks. So you're getting a little bit of a discount over on Prize Picks compared to the books. We're going right back to Marcus Smart. Give me Marcus Smart. Feed me Marcus Smart over 11.5 points tonight as my favorite prop. Love it. Love how he's played this series. And I think he's going to have to keep scoring based off how Philly's defending them. So I think it's a good spot again. True love. I think you can go Brogdon PRAs as well, either of them. Brogdon just chucks when he gets in the game. So, that's fine. But I'm going to go Smart over 11.5 points or over 20.5 PRAs on Prize Picks. That's my favorite play for tonight. As far as baseball goes, if you guys have any NBA or MLB bets you want to talk about, ask me in the chat right now. For baseball, I gave out my play of the day in the Discord for premium members. So I'm not going to give that one out on stream, but I have 2 other ones I like. The first one I like is the San Francisco Giants on the money line tonight. It's pretty much a pick 'em. Let me pull up FanDuel and see what it is. You can get him at plus 102 on the money line. Corbin Burns is a good pitcher. He hasn't looked entirely Corbin Burnsy to me this year. And Sean Manaea has been terrible. But I still think there's some hope for Sean Manaea. He's gotten a little bit unlucky. The advanced stuff doesn't look great on him, but he's gotten a little bit unlucky with home runs and stuff. Big sign for me right here. 70% of the bets and over 60% of the money have come in on Milwaukee, yet they've moved from minus 135 to minus 120. So some good reverse line movement there for the Giants. And one of the reasons why I think we're getting that is because of how bad the Milwaukee Brewers are against left-handed pitching. They have been absolutely abysmal against left-handed pitching. And it's because all of their good players are left-handed. Christian Yelich, Rowdy Tellez, Jesse Winker. The list goes on. Their best players are left-handed. So only Yelich is going to be in the lineup tonight. They're not going to have Rowdy in the lineup. They're not going to have Jesse Winker in the lineup. And if you isolate just this season's numbers against left-handed pitching, a 280 WOBA, and a 28.5% strikeout rate. They've been horrific. That has to be, I haven't even checked, 28.5%, that has to be the highest strikeout rate in the league against lefties this season. There's no way that it's not at least top 2. Now, Sean Manaea is going to see pretty much all righties tonight, and he's been bad against righties this season. He's been bad against righties the last 2 seasons. So, something has to give. We have a terrible offense against lefties. We have a terrible pitcher against righties. 2 immovable objects are meeting head-on tonight. Something has to give. It's a good pitching environment in San Fran, one of the best pitchers' parks in the league. Good pitching weather. Part of Sean Manaea's problems, like I said, home runs. Eventually that should correct a little bit. Against lefties this season, this lineup, 127 ISO against lefties. They don't have pop against lefties. Shoutouts like worst in the league against lefties, made Freeland look like an ace in court. Exactly. So they also don't have a huge walk rate, and he's been walking guys this year. 12.5% walk rate. They only got 2 guys that walk above average. So feed me the reverse line movement. 70% of the bets, 60% of the money coming in on the Brewers, yet the lines dropped from -135 to -120. Give me the Giants on the money line tonight. Just because they're so bad against lefties. The other play I like is going to be, there's kind of 2. Which one do I want to pick? I really can't bet on the Twins because they just screwed us so much. So we're not going to pick Twins. Feed me the Rangers against the Angels. That's going to be my second pick. Dane Dunning starting for the Rangers. He's looked very, very good out of the bullpen this year. I've been very encouraged. He's been pitching like kind of long relief. So he's not going to go a full like 6-7 innings, but they should be at least able to get maybe 4 innings out of him. And I kind of like how Texas matches up here against. First of all, Tyler Anderson's been legitimately bad. Like his advanced stuff's terrible. 613 xFIP. Doesn't have good strikeout. Like he's not going to blow you away with 15% strikeouts. He does get swing and misses though, so maybe that strikeout rate comes up a little bit. But on the Angels side here, Dane Dunning, very, very good against righties. 276 WOBA allowed with sub 100 ISO. Pretty good against righties. He's going to see a lot of them tonight. He's probably going to see 6-7 righties. And I don't know. I feel like the Angels bullpen is pretty bad too. So feed me. There's some sharp money coming in on the Rangers. You can see 43% of the bets, but 55% of the money. So there's been some big bets coming on the Rangers tonight. So Rangers are my second pick. First pick is the Giants on the money line. If you missed the analysis, you can go back and watch. Someone said 26.5 2-eyed from Embiid. He did look sluggish. Yeah, we talked about that. I talked about that yesterday. I didn't know what he would look like, and Boston did end up blowing him out. I think he'll play much better tonight. He got his legs back under him playing that game, but I don't know. You're not getting any discount on that point total, so I just don't really want to bet that. I don't really want to bet him at 26.5. You're just getting no discount. Today's boost is Devin 25 and a win. Look, I know they're at home, but I don't know how you can expect Phoenix to win a game right now with how they've looked. I know they're at home and they're not going to get swept, but I don't know how you have any confidence in them right now. I mean, it's just looked bad. It's just looked bad. I don't think I'd be betting that. I can't trust him right now. You could take Devin 25 for sure. I think that's fine. But to win, I don't know. I don't know how you have any confidence in Phoenix winning right now. They're definitely going to win one of these at home. I don't know. I don't want to bet on them. NBA play. Yeah, the NBA play, favorite prop tonight, NBA, Marcus Smart over 11.5 points. You can also bet him over 20.5 PRAs on Prize Picks. The line's 21.5 on the books. You can get it at 20.5 on Prize Picks. So good little discount. Love Marcus Smart tonight. We hit on him the other night, and I'm going right back to the well. Right back to the well. Hockey. I think there's two. What is there? 2 hockey games tonight, or just one? Just one. Devils Canes. I told you guys I liked Hurricanes in that first game. I don't know. I don't have a pick for tonight. I'd lean Hurricanes if I was picking hockey tonight. But overall, if you guys missed it, we did NFL Power Rankings, and I gave out my first NFL Futures bet. You can go back and rewatch that, or this will also get up on iTunes if you want to listen to it later. For NBA, Marcus Smart over 11.5 points. For MLB, Giants money line, little sprinkle on that as underdogs, and Rangers money line, a little sprinkle on them as underdogs. So 2 underdogs I like tonight for baseball. Overall, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. That's the last stream of the week. We'll be back Monday to recap what went on in the weekend, our bets from today, and we'll give out some picks for Monday. Good luck with your bets this weekend. I'll be giving out bets and stuff all weekend in Discord. BetKarmaChat.com. Sign up for premium. Any plans on Saturday streams? Yeah, we might be doing that. That might be coming in the future. If anything, I might be doing in the future, if we don't do Saturday streams, maybe like a Saturday something in the Discord, like a free show, but like, you know, like kind of like the voice stuff we did for NFL. So regardless, something on Saturdays could be in the works here soon. But I'll be giving out bets all weekend in the Discord. Sign up for premium. Download the BetKarma app for free, and then you can access, if you sign up for premium, you can access the premium stuff on the app as well. But you can also use the free tools on the app, and you can get the Discord link in the app as well. Good luck with your bets Friday night. I'll see you guys on Monday. Oh, Anthony, 10-plus runs at the buzzer. 10-plus runs tonight. Feed me the Oakland Athletics. Garbage offense, 10-plus runs tonight. Give me it. But good luck with your bets tonight on Friday, and I'll see you guys on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern.